back to my bedroom. I am deciding not to do the story time today in my usual chair spot like I had last time, also because this is way more comfortable, and hopefully just to keep with the tropical aesthetic of my page, I will soon have two beautiful palm trees just cascading in from the sides, because that is my big summer IKEA plans, is just to buy a shit ton of plants. But anyways, first things first, I got a job! Yay! Literally like an hour ago, just got this job. Super, super happy. Not gonna disclose who it is or where it is because you know how the internet is, but I got a job and I'm so happy to be working again, and I can save and keep working towards all of my wonderful goals. So for this video, to keep with the theme of Easter, we're going to keep it bunny themed, and I'm going to talk about that time that I auditioned for Playboy. It was my second video. I mentioned that I had auditioned for Playboy and I was going to save that for another video. Well, this is this video, and I'm here to chat about it on my bed with you guys. It's probably going to be a shorter story time than my other one, even though that wasn't really a story time, it was more of confiding, I guess. So it all started when modeling was like taking my mind by storm, still is, by the way, and I thought the most lucrative and smartest and quickest way to bust into the industry was to go audition for Playboy. So that is what I did. Some fast forward to when I was working at that VFX place. I took 4 days off. I didn't even say anything to them about it. I literally just booked the hotel, and my boyfriend got our train tickets, and that week I was like, yeah, hey, gonna be gone for like all of the end of this week into the weekend and possibly Monday, so see ya. They weren't too happy about that, but I was super set on this goal, and I swore that I was gonna get into Playboy and I was gonna be the next Playmate of the Year, and I was gonna be on Playboy Plus, and my name was gonna be in lights, and before you know it, I was gonna be living in Beverly Hills. I'm still in Canada. A 6-hour train ride, Montreal, first time to Montreal, so it was a great trip. Besides the audition, getting to see somewhere new was really, really awesome. Everything was all beautiful and Parisian and fancy, and it was a great time except for the weather, which was one day it was really, really nice. I'll get to that in a second. This was a Wednesday. So we get there the Wednesday and we're just chilling out, enjoying the scenery and making the best of the rainy weather. We went out for sushi, it was awesome. And then Thursday comes and picked out my lingerie that I was gonna wear. I bought new heels for this. I got my hair done. I bleached my hair blonde at this time. So if you do check my Instagram, or you have already, and you see all those blonde photos way down at the bottom of the timeline, that was right after that. So I had bleached my hair, and like those photos were taken basically right after, like the couple months after that audition. God, my hand looks huge. So yeah, that was that phase where I dyed my hair blonde, thinking blonde hair is the key. The key is blonde hair and big boobs, and I need to get a boob job. Not yet though. So first step, I should dye my hair blonde. That's what's gonna get me into Playboy. Okay. So this audition was at one of their malls. I forget the name of the mall. So the mall was huge. It had this ginormous fountain in the middle. We went in and it was gorgeous, and we just walked around, and like we were trying to find the area where the audition was being held. So there was like this little sign. It said Playboy Auditions, or like Playboy Plus Auditions, on the second floor. So we go on the second floor, turn the corner, and there's these two big banners, the Playboy bunny head, like the logo is up there, and there's this girl who is obviously a Playboy model sitting behind this table. And I don't say obvious in a bad way. She was stunning. Like, she was gorgeous. She had this beautiful waterfall of like natural blonde hair, and her boobs were just up there, and her waist was like this, and I was like, and she gave me a tablet to fill out my application and just kind of just wait for my name to be called. We get to the part where I guess my time slot's being called because I signed up for the afternoon auditions. So my time slot's finally called and I go up there and I'm given like, I guess, a place number, like, oh, you're third after this girl. I'm like, okay. So I go change into my lingerie, get my robe, bought brand new lingerie for this, by the way, get my robe on, get my heels on, fix my makeup, poof up my hair, make it all like sexy or whatever, and I'm waiting outside this door to go in. So just as a side note, if you guys are wondering how I even found out about this, went looking for it online, typed in how to get into Playboy, and then that led to Playboy castings, which led to their website, which led to their Instagram page, which led to their casting director, ended up contacting him, and then he sent me an email and we started corresponding from there. Then that's how I found out that they were coming to Montreal. You can easily find his name online if you really, really look for it, but I just don't feel like I need to like name any names in my videos. It's just a little unnecessary. Anyways, my name's finally called. I go into the room and it's just like white room. It looks like kind of like a studio, like they're setting up to do a photo shoot, which they obviously are because they do take pictures of you. So I go in, there's like light boxes, there's soft boxes, cameras are around, there's 2 people videotaping with 2 really big, like, I guess like broadcasting grade cameras. The really big ones that people carry on their shoulders. Don't know what they're called. And then the casting director is there with his assistant. Like, I didn't feel nervous at all. Like, I wanted this so bad at the time that I was literally ready to take my clothes off for these people. They told me, like, yeah, this is their makeshift dressing room. And of course, me being me, had to drop in the undressing room. Got like an awkward chuckle, but that's okay. Back there, and I take the robe off and walk on my lingerie. While I'm there, I'm not allowed to pose like how I would normally pose for photo shoots. Like, I'm being directed. Turn to the side, hand on the hip, you know, turn to the other side, other hand on the hip. Really, really, really simple, not really doing much with your body because I guess they just want to see how you look not posed. And then after that, they're like, okay, time to go take off your lingerie, come back with everything off but the heels. So I go back to the undressing room, get my lingerie off, stroll out there naked. Didn't have any like feelings about being topless or anything, or like being naked, because I was fully naked except for having heels on. Did the same series of poses again, and then he starts videoing. So on the camera, he's like sitting there and he's like behind the camera and he starts asking me questions. What's your name? What's your stage name? Where are you from? What made you want to do this? Why Playboy? What do you hope to expect from this in your career? Just like general questions like that, which I answered, and I guess it's just really testing your camera comfort, which is funny because, I mean, I've been on camera naked before, yet filming my first YouTube video, I felt like puking, but it's okay. I wrote back on, and then the people that were sitting on the couch with the huge shoulder cameras, I'm gonna call them shoulder cameras because I don't actually know what they're called. Big video camera, whatever. They come over and they start asking me questions. What do you like about Playboy Enterprises? And as a business, how do you something business question? And you know, what do you think of Playboy's changing image? And just things that I didn't really know the answer to or expect them to ask. Because, I mean, I myself know that Playboy, I mean, I have nothing against them at all. I feel like they're a very misunderstood brand. I feel that when people think of Playboy, all they think is the sleaze and, you know, the porn industry and all of this really dark, dirty stuff, when, like, that's just a little corner of it. Like, if y'all didn't know, Disney has shares in pornography. So don't go bashing Playboy and you think companies like Disney are, you know, little angels with just Mickey Mouse and Minnie flying around. Disney's got their fingers in everything. So does Playboy. So Playboy's into entertainment, they're into models, they're into travel, food, liquor, obviously, you know, sex and culture. I think that's like just the way I answer the questions is probably like one of the things that I flaked on just because I wasn't expecting it. Either way, I had a great time. We left and explored downtown Montreal. That was a lot of fun. I got an invite to a Playboy party the next day. So there were 2 parties that weekend. There was a party on the Friday and a party on the Saturday. So I got invited to 2 parties. I could only make it to one, unfortunately, because I heard that the one on the Saturday was way better. As for the party though, I ended up going by myself because you're not allowed to bring a +1. It is for invited guests only. Totally understandable. It's a Playboy party. Went to the party, had to figure out where it was because the location was so obscure. But when I saw the red carpet and the little loopy gate thingies and the big, tuxedos, I had some memory issues again and the lighting changed. I hope I haven't like messed up anything. But where was I? Yes. So I get to the party and I walk in and of course there's guys who can't get in. They're like, hey baby, can you get me into the party? Hey baby, what's going on there? Didn't have patience for that shit. So I just ignored them and got in, told them who I was there to see, what group I was part of. So they had booked off like a certain part of the club that nobody else was allowed to go to. We had our own open bar, which is great. So first thing I tried to get was just a shot to kind of relax, just chill into the environment because I'm a very social person. So going to a club by myself isn't the first thing I would ever think of. It's like you're going to a nightclub. This is the thing where you go with a group of people. But I guess they expected all of these girls to just get along and hit it off. It's like, are you kidding me? We're girls. The only one who was really, really nice to me was the casting director's assistant. She, just told me to be comfortable and try and mingle. Mingling was apparently like a really big deal at this party because we were supposed to try and talk to like the shareholders and publishers and people who were rubbing shoulders with Playboy. I ended up talking to like a really good handful of people for the whole night, and then I ended up just sticking with a group of like 3 or 4 other guys who I guess were investors, just dancing and drinking for the rest of the night. Danced for about 2 more hours and I was ready to go. I was ready to drop. Maybe it's because I was drinking tequila for the entire night, but luckily enough, although this sounds so bad, but like luckily enough, I was able to keep it together, get out into the open area where the street was. The first person I saw was a woman. Went up to her and I gracefully tapped her shoulder and said, "Can you get me into a cab?" And she helped me get into a cab and I said, "Bye, thanks." Got up to the elevator. Next day we had to wake up at 8 a.m. to get our train. No, woke up at 6 a.m. to get our 8 a.m. train back to Toronto. Another 6-hour train ride with a hangover, low on food, not to mention their Wi-Fi wasn't working. So Via Rail, fix your Wi-Fi, because it don't work. Well guys, that's my story. That was my whole audition journey. It was a lot of fun, made a lot of nice memories. I don't regret going. I don't regret anything about going. I think it was really cool that I decided to try out for it, despite the judgments of other people, but I was so beyond that I just wanted to do whatever made me happy, still want to do whatever makes me happy, and that's all that's important. You gotta do you, and you gotta do what makes you happy, even if it doesn't work out right away. So I will visit Montreal again, probably not for another audition. Thanks again for watching, guys. If you like this story time, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I am coming out with a lot of new storytime videos over this next month or so. Summertime is going to be more of the vlogs, mostly because the weather is actually going to get nice and I'll be able to take my camera outside and actually film just how beautiful it's going to get here once the sun starts shining properly. Because it's shining now, but it's not like real sunshine. You can't really feel it on your skin yet. So when that happens, I'll definitely have a lot more vlogs. In the meantime, stay tuned for my boyfriend doing my makeup. That's coming out on Saturday. Be excited for that. It was supposed to come out today, but schedules didn't line up. I had a job interview, which I totally landed instead, and that's obviously more important than putting out a YouTube video. Otherwise, if you stuck around to the end of the story time, I really appreciate the time that you took to watch. As little as you are, my 22 precious subscribers, thank you for being here. Follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. My name is right here at TessaNoella_. That sounds really weird when I say it out loud. Thanks again for watching, guys. Love you. Bye.